Hello, my name is Eleni Wolf, and today I will be discussing career and technical education, commonly known as CTE, with a particular focus on policy, workforce development, equity, and future directions. As educators and policymakers continue to address workforce shortages and changing economic demands, CTE has become an increasingly important component of the American education system. Throughout this presentation, I will examine the historical development of CTE, the impact of federal legislation such as the Perkins Act, the role of CTE in workforce preparation, equity considerations, and emerging trends that may shape the future of career and technical education. By the end of this presentation, you should have a better understanding of how CTE supports both student success and academic development, while also recognizing the challenges and opportunities facing these programs today. Career and technical education, known as CTE, is an educational approach that blends academic instruction with hands-on, career-focused learning. Unlike traditional classroom models that focus primarily on theory, CTE emphasizes applied learning in real-world contexts. Modern CTE programs are designed to prepare students for multiple pathways, including post-secondary education, apprenticeships, industry certifications, and direct entry into the workforce. These programs often include structured career pathways such as healthcare, information technology, manufacturing, business, and skilled trades. A key strength of CTE is its connection to industry standards. Schools frequently collaborate with employers to ensure that students are learning current, relevant skills. This helps bridge the gap between education and employment, making students more prepared and competitive in the job market. The history of career and technical education in the United States dates back to the Smith-Hughes Act of 1917, which established federal funding for vocational education. At that time, the focus was primarily on preparing students for specific manual or industrial trades, often separating vocational education from academic learning. Over time, this model evolved significantly. By the late 20th century, educators and policymakers recognized the need to integrate academic content with technical skills rather than treating them as separate tracks. This shift helped reduce stigma associated with vocational education and expanded opportunities for students. Today, CTE is no longer limited to traditional trades. It includes high-tech fields such as cybersecurity, engineering, health sciences, and digital media, reflecting changes in the modern economy. The emphasis has moved toward career pathways, skill progression, and lifelong learning, ensuring students can adapt to evolving workforce demands. Federal policy plays a central role in shaping CTE through the Perkins Act, formerly known as the Carl D. Perkins Career and Technical Education Act. This legislation provides funding to states and local school districts to develop and improve CTE programs. The most recent version, Perkins v., places a strong emphasis on program quality, equity, and accountability. One of its key requirements is the Comprehensive Local Needs Assessment, known as CLNA, which ensures that programs align with local workforce demands and student needs. Perkins v. also encourages schools to improve outcomes for all students, particularly those in special populations, including low-income students, students with disabilities, and English language learners. By requiring data collection and performance measurement, the law helps ensure that CTE programs are both effective and equitable. One of the most important roles of CTE is its contribution to workforce development. By aligning educational programs with labor market needs, CTE helps ensure that students graduate with skills that are directly applicable to in-demand careers. CTE programs often work closely with local businesses, industry leaders, and workforce agencies. These partnerships allow students to participate in internships, apprenticeships, job shadowing, and other work-based learning experiences that provide valuable real-world exposure. From an economic perspective, CTE supports regional and national economic growth by helping reduce skills gap in key industries. Employers benefit from a more skilled workforce, while students benefit from improved job readiness, higher earning potential, and clearer career pathways. The image on this slide helps illustrate the difference between equality and equity. Equality means giving every student the same resources or opportunities. Equity recognizes that students have different needs and may require different levels of support to achieve similar outcomes. This distinction is especially important in career and technical education. While all students may have access to CTE programs, some students face barriers related to disability, language, and socioeconomic status, or prior educational opportunities. Perkins v. emphasizes the importance of supporting these special populations to ensure that all students can successfully participate and benefit from CTE programs. For educational leaders, the goal is not simply equal access, but equitable outcomes that allow all students to succeed in both education and future careers. Although CTE has expanded significantly, several challenges remain. Funding disparities, rapid technological change, and instructor shortages can affect program quality. Educational leaders must continue adapting programs to ensure students are prepared for evolving workforce demands. Looking ahead, technology will continue to shape the future of work. Artificial intelligence, automation, and emerging industries are creating new workforce needs. As a result, CTE programs will likely place greater emphasis on industry credentials, lifelong learning, and flexible career pathways. At Red Rocks Community College, where I work, concurrent enrollment is an important example of how career and technical education has evolved over time. Historically, CTE began with the Smith-Hughes Act of 1917 and focused mainly on preparing students for specific trades separate from academic learning. Over time, CTE shifted toward integrating academics with career preparation, which is where programs like concurrent enrollment come in today. At Red Rocks Community College, concurrent enrollment allows high school students to earn both high school and college credit at the same time while still in high school. From what I've seen in enrollment, students benefit from getting early access to college-level coursework rather than waiting until after graduation. Students participate in CTE-aligned pathways such as health sciences, information technology, business, automotive technology, and skilled trades. These courses connect directly to real workforce needs while also supporting academic achievement. What makes this especially meaningful is how it reflects the modern direction of CTE. Instead of separating education and workforce preparation, concurrent enrollment blends them together, giving students a clearer and earlier pathway into college and careers. Overall, RRCC's concurrent enrollment program shows how CTE has grown from traditional vocational training into a more integrated system that supports both college readiness and workforce development. Educational leaders play a critical role in ensuring that CTE programs remain effective and relevant. This includes using workforce data to guide decision-making, strengthening partnerships with employers, and maintaining a strong focus on equity. Continuous evaluation and improvement will be essential for long-term success. In conclusion, career and technical education has evolved from its origins in vocational training to become a comprehensive educational strategy that supports both workforce development and student success. Through legislation such as the Perkins Act and Perkins v., policymakers have emphasized accountability, program quality, workforce alignment, and equitable access to opportunities. As discussed throughout this presentation, CTE serves an important role in addressing workforce shortages, preparing students for high-demand careers, and supporting economic growth. At the same time, educational leaders must remain focused on ensuring that all students have access to high-quality programs regardless of their background or circumstances. Looking ahead, rapid technological advancements, changing labor market demands, and emerging industries will continue to reshape workforce expectations. To remain effective, CTE programs must be flexible, innovative, and responsive to these changes. Strong partnerships among schools, employers, post-secondary institutions, and policymakers will be critical to ensuring that students develop the skills necessary to succeed in an increasingly complex economy. Ultimately, the future success of career and technical education will depend on its ability to balance workforce needs, educational excellence, and equity. By continuing to invest in high-quality CTE programs, educational systems can create meaningful pathways and benefit students, communities, and the broader economy.